Hello and welcome to Babies with Knives. This is Crash Course Corner where we teach you the basics of how to play a game system. This week we're taking a look into Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. I'm Alice Peng, aka Lala Twiddle.
And I'm Brandon Powers. Last week we broke down the system for Mutants and Masterminds. Now we're going to look at the heart of every superhero story, the character. Once you're finished with this tutorial, you should be all prepared to sit down and make your own comic book hero.
Before we jumped into our crash course for this week, we'd like to take a moment to thank Green Ronin, Fainting Goat Games, and Rogue Genius Games for supporting us with Mutants and Masterminds prize bundles to give away to you.
Details on what you can win and how you can win it is going to be in the description below. Links to their web stores will also be included so you can check out their amazing product lines.
So join Babies with Knives as we cut into the heart of the matter for this week's crash course, brought to you by our Patreon sponsor, Zach Glazer. Superhero games have to address the scope of powers that characters bring with them. Some games are meant to handle street-level Avengers, while others are designed for cosmically powerful individuals in battles that range across the galaxy.
Mutants and Masterminds handles these different scales of gameplay with power level. The game's power level determines the number of points that a character is built on and provides a hard ceiling that the characters cannot exceed. Some of these PL ceilings deal with only one aspect of the character, while others balance two distinct elements like attack and damage, or dodge and toughness.
The default for Mutants Masterminds is Power Level 10, or PL10, which allows players to make characters that would be at home in the Earth's mightiest heroes and provides 150 power points to create their characters with.
The PL can be moved up or down by the GM to effectively model the game that the group wants to play.
Mutants and Masterminds uses 8 abilities for each character. Strength is the muscular might of the individual. It handles how much damage they can do with a punch and how athletic they are. By looking up a character's strength value on the measurements table, which we covered in the first video, it is easy to find out how much they can lift and throw.
Stamina describes how resilient a character is to the world around them. It is used when resisting diseases, poisons, and punches.
Agility focuses on a character's gross body movement, handling their grace and control. Agility is used to dodge bows and bullets, sneak around, and act quickly in a fight.
On the other hand, dexterity is hand-eye coordination for a character, allowing them to do card tricks and pickpockets, shoot guns, or I-beams.
Fighting is the attribute for close-quarter combat masters, providing strong benefits on both the offense and defense when in melee combat.
Intellect is a character's mind. It's used whenever characters are trying to search for information, use computers or other gadgets, or remember important information from textbooks or life experience. It is even useful when trying to patch your team up from accidents in the field or the training room.
Awareness handles intuition, situational awareness, and willpower. Awareness modifies roles for perception, insight, and mental defenses.
Lastly, presence is a character's force of personality. Presence is the attribute that handles all 3 primary social actions of deception, intimidation, and persuasion.
These abilities are ranked from -5 for the completely inept, to 0 for the proverbial adult human average, up to Olympic level at +5, and cosmically powerful at 20. The rating of this ability is directly translated to skills and checks that use the ability, so a character with a +5 agility would gain +5 on their stealth and initiative checks.
Abilities cost double the value of the ability in power points, so a strength of 8 would cost 16 points, while a presence of -3 would provide 6 extra power points. Abilities are not directly PL limited, but are often affected by the PL limits imposed on other aspects of a character.
Attributes cover most of a character's innate and mundane abilities, while skills handle more specific areas of training that a character has received. Mutants and Masterminds uses a list of 16 skills for players to customize their characters with.
Each skill is associated with an ability, and a skill check is made by adding the appropriate ability rank to the skill rank. The total is added to a d20 and compared against a difficulty class. 1 power point can purchase +2 worth of skills. The power level cap for skills is equal to the character's PL plus 10.
Advantages exist in the realm between skills and powers, providing characters with new actions or modifiers on actions. Advantages can provide a wide range of benefits, from sidekicks for your caped crusader to being a team player, or extra toughness because your character rolls with the punches.
Advantages are not rolled, but may provide modifiers to existing rolls. Other advantages might allow a character a new type of check, like assessment, giving the character the ability to size up their opposition quickly. Some advantages have only one rank, while others have multiple, providing increased benefits as higher ranks are achieved.
Each advantage costs 1 power point. Power levels may limit the bonuses some advantages provide, but the purchase of advantages is not affected by the power level. Mutants and Masterminds powers covers a wide range of effects, from laser eyes or wrist claws to flight and even the ability to communicate with sea life. Powers, as written, do not have an assumed flavor or style. Characters firing blasts of superheated plasma, calling lightning down from the sky, throwing their magical hammer, or shooting guns all invest in the same power.
The differences between these abilities will come from the modifiers and descriptors that are placed on the attack. These elements will take the same basic framework and morph it to best represent the power that a character has. Modifiers can either positively or negatively affect a power. Extras increase the cost of the power, while flaws reduce the cost.
For example, a character that uses guns could use the flaw removable to represent how the gun has been taken away from them, while a goddess of the storms might use the extra indirect to call lightning bolts from the sky instead of from their hands.
Differences between the gun or lightning are descriptors. They provide the special effects, appearance of a power, and can change how it interacts with the world. A lightning themed character might be able to use their powers to charge up electrical devices, while a character with radioactive attacks wouldn't be able to do so. Descriptors do not have a point cost, and one power can have multiple descriptors.
Powers are purchased in ranks, with higher ranks providing stronger capabilities. The cost of powers and modifiers varies greatly depending on their effect.
Offensive powers are balanced by accuracy, and the combination cannot add up to more than double the character's PL.
Powers with a removable disadvantage are used to simulate special equipment that is unique to a character. However, some equipment is more run-of-the-mill. These items in Mutants Masterminds use equipment to represent it.
Equipment functions very similarly to powers, but it is limited in a few ways to make up for its low point cost. Heroes are unable to use extra effort with equipment, very few bonuses will modify equipment uses, and the GM is encouraged to break equipment more often than they would a removable power.
1 PowerPoint can purchase 5 points worth of equipment. Defenses come from powers, abilities, talents, and equipment. 2 defenses determine a character's avoidance: dodge for ranged attacks and parry for melee attacks. Toughness is how resilient someone is to damage, while fortitude and will are used to resist special effects.
No matter their source, defenses are PL capped at double the power level. The 3 pairs of defensive trade-offs are dodge and toughness, parry and toughness, fortitude and will.
Characters live complicated lives, and to help represent that, Mutants and Masterminds has complications. Every character must take at least 2 complications, though they may take more if they wish. One complication must deal with why they do the things they do, because people don't just put on funny colored costumes and fight crime for no reason, right? M&M provides a list of possible motivations for a character that cover things from being a do-gooder to patriotism or just plain being a thrill-seeker. You can even make up your own.
Other complications are the important aspects of a character's life that define who they are. Complications can come from a wide range of things, like belonging to a group that is hated and feared by humanity, having a sense of honor that gets you into trouble, or having a sick aunt that you have to constantly worry over.
Hero points are a measure of luck, tenacity, and exceptional talent that characters can call upon. Unlike extra effort, hero points are a tracked resource that characters gain and spend throughout the game session. Every session, a player character starts with 1 hero point, and when complications become obstacles during play, they can gain more. If you have a sick old aunt that always seems to be getting into trouble, don't despair. She'd be an excellent resource for hero points for your character.
Beyond gaining hero points for complications, they can be given out as rewards for acts of heroism, role-playing, or when the GM takes control away from the players and the dice. Using a hero point allows the player to change some aspects of a scene to benefit their hero, using an advantage that they don't normally have, countering an opponent's power, recovering from certain conditions, and re-rolling a die that you're unhappy with before you know whether it succeeds or fails. On these rerolls, the second roll treats the numbers 1 through 10 on the d20 as if they were 10 points higher.
Stumped players can even use hero points when they're lost in the adventure and searching for a method to advance the story. And that concludes our Mutants and Masterminds character crash course.
This game covers the gambit of superhero action. While the default power level is 10 for heroes, games can modify that down to handle mystery men, small town heroes, or even make a game of barbarians and sorcerers. Crank that PL up, and you have galaxy gallivanting saviors.
Remember to check out the Mutants Masterminds system crash course, and be sure to come back to check out our character creation demo and BWK Superhero High actual play with Crystal Frazier, lead designer for the Mutants and Masterminds product line. Hey Blades! Thank you so much for watching another Babies with Knives video. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and come join the conversation on our Discord server.
If you want to keep content like this coming, come check out our Patreon and consider subscribing. All links for this is provided in the description below. And remember, come back next time to get honed!